Good afternoon from the National Weather Service Norman Forecast Office. Here's an update on our expected severe weather. This briefing was recorded on Thursday, May 30th at about noon. We have a very complex forecast again today. We do look into the atmosphere and see more ingredients in place today for supercells and tornadoes than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday, the ingredients were not quite right to get those individual supercell storms and to get that strong rotation in the storms. That's different today. We do see more of those ingredients in place. We do expect to see fewer storms than we saw on Wednesday, but the storms that do develop will have a higher potential for producing tornadoes. Again, this is a very complex forecast. It's not an easy forecast. We're not guaranteeing tornadoes will even happen today. We hope they don't. It's very, very important for you to monitor the weather throughout the afternoon and evening and check back for frequent updates, because we're going to be modifying this forecast as often as we need to through the day. Here's the area of greatest concern right now. We're tracking an important boundary today called the dry line. The dry line is represented on this graphic by the bumpy brown line there that extends from Alfalfa County down through the North Texas area west of Lawton. And anywhere along and east of that line, we do expect potential for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes in the yellow or orange shaded area. We think the greatest risk of the most dangerous storms will be in the orange shaded area. This will include anywhere areas from Cherokee down through Watonga, down to Anadarko, near Duncan, around through Cleveland County, out towards Shawnee, Chandler, Stillwater, Ponca City, and back up toward Enid. This includes all of the Oklahoma City metro area, all the areas impacted by the tornadoes on May 19th and May 20th. We are watching for storms to develop. Now, this graphic is a little outdated. We are seeing storms maybe developing even as early as noon today. We'll be watching those very carefully. We think the peak time for development, though, will be in that 1 to 4 p.m. time frame in the area along and just east of the dry line. If you want to know if you're east or west of the dry line, one of the ways is to look at the weather observations on the mesonet, look at the dew point temperature, for example. Areas west of the dry line will have dew point temperatures in the 50s. Areas east of the dry line will be dew points in the 60s and 70s. If you walk outside and it's warm and muggy and sticky, you're east of the dry line. So basically, east of the dry line, any storms developing have the potential to become severe very, very quickly. We think the peak times for the most dangerous storms will be those times noted on this graphic here. We could see storms developing early in far southwest Oklahoma and also in north central Oklahoma, maybe before 1 or 2 o'clock, certainly before 3 p.m. We are also watching the I-35 corridor, and this would include Enid, Kingfisher, Stillwater, Shawnee, Oklahoma City, down to Lawton, and all the way down into the Red River area, Ardmore, and Marietta. That would be in the later afternoon, in that 2 to 7 p.m. time frame. And our friends in southeast Oklahoma will see storms most likely in the late afternoon and evening, 5 to 10 p.m. Again, these times are going to change. These locations will change. Things may develop earlier today. So please keep a very close eye on your local weather. For the tornado recovery zone area, that would include all the areas impacted by the May 19th and May 20th tornadoes. The maximum threat time will be between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Storms may develop 1 to 2 counties west of this area, 1 to 2 counties west of Interstate 35 along the dry line. Higher tornado potential today, higher potential for large hail today. Still lots of question marks, though. This is not a slam dunk guaranteed tornado forecast, but you definitely want to keep a very, very close eye on things. We are expecting severe storms again on Friday. We'll get into details on this later, but again, a substantial threat of significant severe thunderstorms, maybe tornadoes again on Friday, so stay tuned for that. Please stay in touch with our website. That's always the best source for local weather information, weather.gov/Norman. We'll be on Facebook and Twitter as often as we can today, providing up-to-date information. Please make sure you have at least 3 different ways to get a warning this afternoon. We do anticipate a tornado watch being issued fairly early this afternoon. There'll be multiple warnings in effect, most likely. If you see a storm west of you, assume that it's severe. We don't want you to freak out or panic. We just want you to be aware that this could be a day where we see tornadoes in the area. So please just be prepared and not scared. That's all from the National Weather Service in Norman right now. Stay tuned to our website for the latest information.